Hello, I'm Caroline Kwong, and this is a presentation about on-the-job learning. The workplace is recognised as a legitimate environment for learning. One of the key roles in strategic human resource management is workplace development. Workplace learning can be defined as any activities, strategies, opportunities, or processes that are implemented to enhance and develop the skills, competencies, knowledge, and attitudes of employees. This definition also assumes that workplace development is the balanced needs of the organisation, which provides the context of learning, and the needs of individuals who take on learning to further their work-related interests, as well as their individual goals. Recognised methods of workplace development are usually institutionally sponsored, classroom-based, and highly structured, such as formal vocation and educational courses, seminars, lectures, conferences, cross-departmental secondments, rotations, work simulations, e-learning, and web-based training programs. These examples are all types of formal learning methods and are recognised forms of workplace development because by nature they are planned and have specific form of delivery. But what about informal training? The current debate is whether informal learning, in particularly on-the-job training, is a legitimate method of workplace development. On-the-job learning can be described as informal learning involving action and reflection of individuals. It occurs within the work context and environment as an as-needs basis, and it is learner-initiated, motivated by intent to develop. It is also described as a complementary dimension to any other form of workplace learning. So how much learning is on the job? The most well-known framework is the 70-20-10 model. This model holds that 70% of learning is on the job, 20% is through social interactions with colleagues and supervisors, and 10% of learning is obtained through formal learning such as structured training and classroom-based courses. This supports the underpinning theory that learning is most effective as an active process rather than passive. Another major area of research is identifying the aspects of on-the-job learning. The aspects of on-the-job learning include learning by doing one regular job, learning by applying something new to the job, learning by social interaction with colleagues, learning by supervision, and learning by reflection. In the field of organisational learning, there is an abundance of research specifically pertaining to on-the-job learning. Both academics and practitioners recognise on-the-job training as a form of workplace development. However, the main arguments on on-the-job learning is that its consequences can be doubtful to the organisation and individuals involved. For example, a new employee may learn skills and behaviour through the process of on-the-job training as exhibited by existing employees, but skills and attitudes of particular employees may not be the desired example. A particular area of study in on-the-job learning is different dimensions of on-the-job learning styles. There are 4 identified types of on-the-job learning styles. They are reproductive or developmental, learning alone, learning from others or learning with others, holistic and analytical learning, and reflection learning. Other areas of research examine factors that influence on-the-job learning. Empirical research reveals the following as factors that affect the engagement and participation of on-the-job learning. These factors are statistically ranked in the order as they appear in the pyramid. Other studies have demonstrated how individual differences can affect susceptibility and effectiveness of on-the-job learning. Research reveals that individual differences are significant predictors of informal learning, and in particular, employees with the character strength of zest have significantly higher capacity to learn on the job. Research on comparing on-the-job to off-the-job learning shows that more new knowledge is gained from informal on-the-job learning than from formal training. On-the-job compared to classroom-only studies showed that on-the-job is more effective in development of skills. However, some research has argued that the significance of on-the-job training for increasing organisational performance is not empirically supported. One of the biggest challenges faced by human resource development practitioners is motivation to learn. Studying on-the-job learning is difficult as this type of learning is varied from context to individuals, thereby yield unpredictable outcomes and therefore harder to measure. A more recent area of research examining structured on-the-job learning. Structured on-the-job learning involves planned processes whereby an experienced employee trains a novice employee in the work setting. This type of on-the-job learning has been empirically supported to have higher learning motivation and performance than formal or classroom-only training. Based on the current literature and research, practitioners can prioritise and plan approaches to potential workplace development initiatives by considering factors that affect on-the-job learning, such as the Berg and Chaoyong's ranked list of factors. Studies also show that adopting information and communication technology to on-the-job training facilitates knowledge transfer and sustained learning, as the use of ICT in conjunction with on-the-job learning can track and measure progression and identify areas for further development. And finally, the use of structured on-the-job training can overcome some of the doubts of unpredictable outcomes of on-the-job learning. It can also be planned whilst occurring in a context and situation-dependent environment.